Hey everybody, I am David, and today I want to talk about Kira from Solo, a Star Wars story, the character played by Emilia Clarke. You might know her from Game of Thrones. She plays Daenerys Targaryen. And let's get started on this. This is going to be a little bit spoilers for Solo, a Star Wars story, so if you don't want to be spoiled on that, please do not watch this video yet. Put it on your watch list or whatever and check it out after you've seen the movie. I recommend to go see the movie. It's not doing so great in theaters. If you are a true Star Wars fan, go check it out, have an opinion on it, then decide if it's good or bad, because you might be, ruining it for yourself that, hey, I'm boycotting this movie and because of this, and this, even though this movie has nothing to do with the last one, so maybe this one has potential at being better. You'll never know until you watch it. So that's just my advice. But if you don't want to watch it, hey, I'm not going to force you. But then, hey, just be warned, there's going to be spoilers in here. So let's get right into this. So in Star Wars, Solo, a Star Wars story, there is a scene where Kira, played by Emilia Clarke, leaves at the end. She survives at the very end of the movie, and she's talking to Darth Maul. That's right, Darth Maul, who's known as Crimson Dark throughout this entire movie, or Crimson. Yeah, I think it's Crimson Dark. I can't remember right now, but yes, he is in the movie. Goes by another name, and we find out it's Darth Maul, and that Kira is working for him this entire time. He's a criminal underworld kind of character now because of what happened. If you watch Clone Wars, you know how Darth Maul survived. So this sets up the door for Kira to come back maybe in a future Solo movie or in another spin-off movie. And it has got me starting to think more and more about this on where she can pop up. Now, the next spin-off movie that apparently might happen is Boba Fett, with James Mangold possibly directing and writing the film. I really hope that happens because James Mangold has already proven himself as a really great director. More than just the Wolverine movies that he did, specifically Logan. I think everybody loved that movie, especially if you give him the freedom that he needs. I think he could pull off something amazing. I really did like the Wolverine as well, the one where Wolverine goes to Japan. I thought that one was really good. I know a lot of people had issues with the ending. I didn't. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie a lot. But yes, Logan was a masterpiece. And so to have him direct a Boba Fett movie, I think there is potential that Kira, played by Emilia Clarke, could show up in that film. Because Boba Fett is bounty hunter, and bounty hunters could mingle with the criminal underworld once again. And they could have Boba Fett do a mission for Darth Maul, or someone could try to assassinate Darth Maul, vice versa. There's many different options that they can take here where Boba Fett can play with those characters, and obviously Kira can cross Boba Fett's path as well. I think that is definitely a possibility for the character of Kira to show up, and Darth Maul at the same time. But there is another option I think they can take too, because it is never said what happens to Kira in the original trilogy, obviously, because Kira is a more recent character. She was created for Solo specifically. So there's a lot of doors open on where you can take this character and keep her for as long as you want. For all we know, an older version of the character could appear in Star Wars Episode 9. It's a possibility. Something that I think they should do, maybe they could tie it in, is maybe have Kira. Here's a theory. I don't know if this theory has already been thought of, but here's my theory on what they could do. And if there is that theory out there, then great minds think alike. I think Kira can be Rey's mother. I mean, they're both, okay, aside from the British accents, let's look at what Rey knows about her mother. She doesn't know nothing at all. She doesn't know who her parents are. Kylo Ren told her in The Last Jedi that her parents are nobodies. A bunch of nobodies. Who is Kira to the larger Star Wars universe? As far as we know, She's nobody. Well, now we know who she is. But let's say we do have a movie that focuses after the events of Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and maybe we see a slightly older Qi'ra, maybe played by someone else, maybe, again, played by Emilia Clarke, if they want to make it in 10 years or so, showing what happened when she abandoned her daughter. Maybe she did have a daughter with someone else, because there is something in The Force Awakens that has always struck me, and I just watched The Force Awakens again last night, and there is a couple of moments where Han looks at Rey and kind of recognizes, he's recognizing something about her, something familiar about this girl Rey, that he met. And there is a point where I think he does figure it out. And what if he does know that, hey, you know what? I know who this person reminds me of now. He reminds me of Qi'ra. And what if that's the tie-in to Episode 9? Will people be happy that, okay, here is your wish fulfillment. You wanted to know who Rey's parents are. You know one side of it. Who the father is still unknown. That could show up in a future movie. For all we know, maybe Boba Fett is the father of Rey. How crazy would that be? Lots of fans would get so upset if that happened. If Qi'ra and Boba Fett had a baby. I don't know. I can already imagine the comment section just blasting me for that. Guys, chill out. It's just a fun theory. Just go with me for a second. Or maybe it doesn't have to be Boba Fett. Maybe it could be just a new character that we haven't met before, and we learn about him in a future movie. I would like to see some movies set between the time period of Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, because there's a lot of room in that area too. We do know Jon Favreau's new film, or new TV series that he's going to be producing, will take place in that period, a little bit after Return of the Jedi, about 5 years or so. So I am curious to see what they'll do with that time frame, but I think there is a lot of room for Qi'ra to grow as well beyond that. There's nothing that says she has to die before A New Hope, before those events. We could have her go age older than what she is, like we saw Han and Leia and Luke grow into. We saw them grow old as well. They reached The Last Jedi, or at least Luke and Leia did, and Luke died in The Last Jedi. Leia, as far as we know, still lived on for a few years longer. So there is a lot of possibilities there, and I wouldn't mind them connecting Qi'ra back to Rey. And look, it's not shrinking the universe, but it is giving us a character. Now we know who this person is. And it shows that there's a lot of more history with that character that Emilia Clarke played than we realize, that she is tied into the larger universe. And she doesn't have to be a Jedi in order for Rey to conceive these powers. Obviously, we've seen people with Force-sensitive abilities without having a Jedi being their father. You don't have to be a son or a daughter of someone who's already tapped in the Force. The Force taps into anybody that it wishes, you know? Anybody can really have the Force if they know how to tap into it. That's from my understanding. So, with that being said, guys, I want to leave the doors open to you, and I want you to comment below and tell me, what do you think about Qi'ra? Do you think we could see her in an upcoming Star Wars spin-off film? Or maybe even Episode 9? Could we see an older Qi'ra? Could we also maybe see her become the mother of Rey? Or do you think that's a non-possibility? Or maybe, keep them separate. I don't see why that can't happen. I mean, Kylo Ren, he could have, he told her, your parents are nobodies. But in Kylo Ren's eyes, maybe Qi'ra was a nobody. I mean, that is an option left open. I don't know if they'll go with it. I would like them to. I'm not holding my breath on it, but it's just a fun theory to think about for me right now. So leave your comments below. No right or wrong answers. Don't be a bunch of assholes and, try trolling each other or whatever. Don't try trolling me, because guess what? I have thick skin. I don't give a fuck what people say to me. So with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Sorry for saying the F word, but that's just the way I talk. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, everybody, take care.